Welcome to the Lethal Library. I'm Dani,
I'm Stephanie.
and a little less of me is here this week.
Yes, there's a missing
So
body part.
I had an emergency appendectomy. You know how I am with big words. I had my appendix removed this last weekend, which was anyway.
That's why she's looking so thin, and I mean, you can
I
barely
should've-
see her. What waist? Where?
I'm like, can you just take some of the fat?
Get it out of
Just
there.
trim, just a little trim. I'll be happy anyway. But we're welcome. We're happy you're here. And we're gonna tell you another story tonight. Uh,
We do have a special honorable mention, though. Our good friend Risa recently gave us some feedback. Turns out the language here is off the charts terrible, and that's a direct quote. So,
Apologies, Teresa.
thoughts and prayers. I don't know if that's going to change, but fair warning. We did warn in the first episode, but maybe we'll warn every time. But thank you for the constructive criticism, Risa. Love you.
Forever. That's how long this fucking guy has been on death row in Idaho
Okay.
that I'm gonna tell you about today.
Damn.
Is he a bad person? Yep.
Check. Okay.
Gerald Ross Pizzuto has been in prison almost exclusively since he was 19.
Wowie wow.
Yeah, killing it.
Early adopter.
But with 6 months of freedom in his late 20s, he brutally killed 4 people. And also,
Okay.
this episode, we have an honorable mention here for the shit show, the state of Idaho. So you'll be hearing the reference to that a little later in the story. So here we go.
Let's do it.
We're going to start out in May of 1975. I'm going to give you a little prehistory on this guy, Pizzuto, before he did really, really bad things. But he
Not
did
a lot of prehistory to go over. I'm expecting this to be pretty like he got an early start. But he was born, he went to school, and then he was in jail.
and then he went to prison. May of 1975, Gerald Ross Pizzuto, at age 19, is arrested following the rape of a 23-year-old woman in Michigan. This is horrific. I mean, rape is horrible. But the victim was taken by gunpoint
Oh my
out of
God.
her husband's car.
Very brazen and ballsy. What the hell?
He's not there. Pizzuto tied her hands behind her back with a belt and then assaulted her. Can you imagine?
This is terrible.
That is brazen. While in custody facing those charges, Pizzuto's wife filed for divorce, and it was finalized in September.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, I had a smiley face in my notes. Because
Smiley.
good on her. She's like, oh,
She said,
you're a
Absolutely
D-bag.
not.
You're a D-bag. But also then later in my research, I found out that he had previously beat his wife when she was pregnant. And the beating led to a premature delivery of the child, and it died.
okay, so she was ready to go, and this probably gave her the best opportunity.
Maybe she was already separated from him over this. I mean, a young girl, I mean, I can't imagine. She was probably 17, 20, somewhere, in
Yeah.
that age range. And her family's like, So she could have been already, I don't have that exact timeline of like when if they were together or not when he did this crime. But
A
what a
disturbed
great,
individual.
I bet you she got everything that those 19-year-old kids had. Because, Your Honor, he's in jail for forcibly
Yeah.
assaulting a woman. I just can't even. But on those charges, Pizzuto was found guilty in October and sentenced to 20 to 40 years in prison because it was a horrific crime.
Yeah.
But we know how this goes. He'll only end up spending 9 years in prison before being released.
And
So-
what is that for? Good behavior, like... Because it's supposed to be 20 to 40. How do you get 9?
The more and more research I do, the judicial system makes no sense to me on how people get released early or don't get enough time or get too much time. Like
Wrongful convictions.
there's
There's
probably some
everything.
dude that sold pot to his buddy in 1994 still rotting away in prison
Mhm.
somewhere. It just makes no sense. But, you forcibly assault a woman in front of her husband by gunpoint and 9 years.
You get half of the low end of the range of years.
Yeah, you're out.
Bullshit.
When he was released, he left Michigan and his probation behind and ended up in Orland, California, which is in like Northern California, is kind of by
Okay.
Chico, is what I had read. And he was there for just a few months.
I can't imagine he was allowed to do this on his probation.
Oh no, he left his probation behind. He's like, bye,
He's
I'm
like,
out.
yeah, about that, don't care.
But you know how probation was back in the day. So he was in Orland, California, and 3 months later he ended up in Seattle, Washington. We're gonna move up to 1985.
Okay.
Berta Herndon and her nephew, Dell Herndon, left the valley on July 24th, 1985, to go check on their gold claims in the area of Ruby Meadows, about 26 miles from McCall, Idaho. So this is kind of up by Bergdorf.
Okay.
The pair had planned on staking some new claims and panning for gold. They had owned that claim for about 2 years. Berta's husband, Delbert Herndon, expected the pair to be gone for about a month. So, and this is where they're reopening that, is it stigmite mine up there? They're just getting ready to
Is
reopen.
it by Yellow Pine?
Yeah.
They're trying to do a big mine
Yeah.
project.
Yeah.
Probably.
It's up in that area,
Yeah.
I believe. So, anyways, they're like, let's go get some gold. On Tuesday, July 30th, the Valley County Sheriff received a phone call from a Northern California police officer. He told the sheriff about a visit he had with James Michael Rice. Rice told him about a double murder that had taken place in Idaho.
Yikes.
Imagine getting that phone call. Excuse me, what?
There was a murder in your area. Did you even know?
Did you even know this was going on?
P.S.
The bodies of Berta and Dell were found in shallow graves on July 30th, 1985. Their graves were about 500 feet apart on each side of a dirt road. Both showed blows to the head with a blunt instrument, but Delbert had also been shot in the head.
Overkill.
Idaho County deputies said the Herndons had been killed the Friday or Saturday before. On August 1st, 1985, 2 suspects are arrested in Valley County. William Odom Jr., 26, and his wife Lenny, 19, were located at 2:30 a.m. in a trailer in Donley, Idaho. The 3 murder suspects had rented it.
Oh.
They are seeking a third suspect, Jerry Gilbertson. They quickly found out Gilbertson was an alias for Pizzuto and that he was also wanted in Washington for 2 other murderers that happened in May.
Busy guy.
Busy.
Let him out. And he's immediately raped to murdering several. He's immediately a serial killer.
Yeah.
Wowie. Great decision. Whoever was on that board
20
of
to 40.
9, you can't even round it up. Come on.
The Valley County Sheriff utilized dogs to search for Pizzuto around the Gold Fork area, just southwest of Donley. While searching for the third suspect, the Sheriff's Department received information from a vacationer, Roger Bacon. That's kind of a Roger Bacon. Roger was found by a deputy at a campground near Gold Fork Hot Springs. He flagged down Corporal Bob Clements near a campground. Roger said he met Pizzuto at the campground, and Pizzuto ended up pointing a gun at him.
Okay. What is the deal here? Calm down.
It's like,
No low profile here.
no.
Just waving your gun around.
Pizzuto said the police were after him and he needed money and a car. Roger recalled Pizzuto saying to him, "I'm a highwayman."
Okay. Well, he's a highwayman.
And that he was desperate because the fuzz was after him and he needed my money and my car.
Not the fuzz.
The fuzz!
People really used that. That's so wild to me.
I should have looked up that reference. Like, I know what it means, but I should have looked that up. Okay, who's Googling right now? How did that come about?
The term the fuzz is an old-fashioned slang term for police officers that originated in the 60s and 70s. The exact origin of the term is unclear, but there are several theories. Radio static. The term may come from the sound of static. Fuzzy hats. British police officers are known to wear hats with a fuzzy feel. I don't know about that. Short haircuts. Police officers often have a short, fuzzy haircut. I don't think that's it. Mispronunciation. It might be a humorous mispronunciation of the force or a hippie expression. Hippies who had long hair may have called police officers the fuzz by comparison. I think it's maybe the static sounds the most.
I'm really feeling the static. That makes sense. I like it. Let's go with that.
The fuzz is after me. Give me your money and your car.
Pizzuto used Roger's shoelaces to tie his hands behind his head. He's such a planner. He's like, I'm going to go rob somebody. Oh, shit.
Give me your shoelaces too.
He used Roger's shoelaces to tie his hands behind his head. And then Pizzuto removed his own shoelaces.
Now nobody's got shoelaces.
To tie Roger's feet together.
So now he's flip-flopping around with their shoelaces. And I'm sorry, that would piss me off if someone used my own shoelaces to tie me up. I'd be like, oh, okay. Yeah, thanks. I'd be so pissed.
And also, thank you for ruining my chances of running away because now
I've got my flippity-floppity shoes over here.
my tennies are all fucked up. Can't even run. You mastermind criminal, you.
Genius over here.
Roger told Pizzuto where he could find the keys to his vehicle. While Pizzuto was looking for the keys that weren't really there, look, we got a smart one here, kids. We got a smart one. Roger literally chewed through the shoelaces around his feet.
Get it, Roger.
I picture this in my head.
He's like, I ain't going down.
I'd be dead because there is no way I'm getting my ankles to my mouth.
He's very bendy.
It's very bendy.
This reminds me of that video where Melissa McCarthy is like in a meeting with another parents, and she's like, "You don't corner a rat, I'll shoot through you."
Yes, I love that. What is that? Is it 40? Wait, it's 40 something.
This is 40 or something like that.
Yeah. I know my teeth are not reaching ankles. No, I'd be dead.
We got double jointed Roger over here that's like, I didn't know that motherfucker.
Well, he was at the hot springs. He could have been all
he was very loose,
flexy and bendy and relaxed. Or just fucking scared out of his goddamn mind.
He's like, I could turn myself into a pretzel if I wanted to. It's a party trick of mine, so you're not getting me on this shit, bro.
So Roger chewed through the shoelaces around his feet and flagged down Clements at the campground. The cop? And Roger was found within 10 minutes of him being tied up. He was scared. He's like, Pizzuto said he was going to come back to kill him. So
he's like, not today, Satan.
Not today. And, I mean, I know that there's police, sheriff and Forest Service people up there monitoring these campgrounds, but how fucking lucky.
So lucky. And the skill to chew through shoelaces. He was gnawing at them.
Clemens said his mouth was all bloody. And yeah. And his hands were still tied behind his back. But he was able to run.
Kind of.
Despite you taking his fucking shoelaces, you bitch. So the manhunt is on. On August 9th, 1985, Pizzuto, age 29, was located in Great Falls, Montana. Police surrounded the trailer Pizzuto was in after they received a tip. Idaho County Sheriff Baldwin said he received the tip from Stanley. Say it.
I'm gonna guess Simziak, but that's as good as I got.
Ooh,
There's a Z.
beautiful.
There's a Z in there, and I'm not sure if it's silent or what.
It was beautiful. Thank you. Received a tip from Stanley, who said he gave Pizzuto a ride to Missoula. It's about a 5-hour drive from the Valley County area. Stanley was considered missing since July 31st, when Pizzuto forced him by gunpoint to drive him to Missoula.
Oh my gosh, he's just
That's a long
priming all over.
That's
the
a long
place.
drive. That's a long 5 hours.
Yeah, that is not a. I can't imagine doing a forced road trip with a psychopath like this. Road trips are already. I'm sure they're not even gonna like get good snacks or anything at gunpoint. You're just driving.
You know, they're not stopping at a convenience store to piss.
Yeah.
It's where that's the opportunity to get the snackies.
In this situation, I probably also have bubble guts. You had a gun at you.
Yeah.
What
No,
am I supposed to do?
they were shitting and pissing on the side of the road. No snacks.
Yeah, not the fun
Dude.
road trip.
The last time Stanley was seen was at a roadblock in Valley County with Pizzuto as his passenger.
Oh. Again, can we get in here for law enforcement? Thank you. Thank you. I bet he was making the most forceful eye contact, like, how do I Morse code? Please. We don't even have any snacks in here.
Morse code for snacks. Do you see any snacks in this truck? There is obviously something wrong. I'm on a road trip, no snacks.
Do I look like I'm willing to be here?
They should train the cops that way. Like, when you're pulling over somebody and they say they're on a long trip and there's no snacks. Suspicious as fuck.
Because, I mean, I remember doing that type of shit when I'd go to the bank with my mom, go to the drive-through, like, little thing, and they always gave out suckers, but only if they could see that you're there. So I'd be, like, making the biggest puppy dog, like, hello, please do not forget my sucker. I bet it was that kind of look.
Mm-hmm.
Like, notice me. Go on your way, good fellas.
The pair was questioned by a Valley County deputy, but the deputy failed to recognize Pizzuto, who had given a false name.
Jerry.
101. 101.
Let's see the ID. Why can't we see the ID?
Because I was thinking about this, dude. I'm like, how in the hell did they get out of there? It's not like you can backtrack. Like, you had to take a major road out of
Yeah,
there.
there's a few ways in and out, yeah.
But it's not a lot. Couple. You set up a fucking roadblock. Do you not have a picture of this motherfucker?
It's the purpose of the roadblock. You should be focused, right?
Focus. So back in Missoula,
At the trailer.
after a 3-hour standoff, police in Montana used tear gas to flush Pizzuto out of the trailer suspected to be the home of his sister Angela. This is movie time ready. Pizzuto waved a white flag from the rear door of the home and was arrested.
Good. Okay. They did something right. Got him out of there.
Even though Pizzuto was wanted in Washington in connection with 2 other murders, Washington deferred jurisdiction to Idaho due to the multiple defendants in the case. They're like, you get him first.
Yeah, well, we'll catch up later.
And they're like, oh, Idaho's brutal on the get him. They're like, death penalty's coming for this fucker.
Yeah, they're going to take care of it.
Yeah, so they still reserve the right to prosecute Pizzuto later. So like, no harm, no foul. We'll catch you on the backside. We're good. Pizzuto, for some reason, is fighting extradition to Idaho. It's gonna happen, bro. It's happening. In front of Montana District Judge McCarville, he thanked the authorities for allowing him time to see family members, and he said the jail staff was nice in handling him.
5 stars. 5 out of 5 stars. Enjoyed my stay. You wrote him a very nice review on Airbnb.
He finally quit fighting his extradition and was formally charged with 2 first-degree murder charges on August 26th in Idaho County. So some of my confusion was, and I just have to remember that Idaho and Valley County. So a lot of these places that we were talking about are in Valley County, but the murders actually happened in Idaho County. So they were up there in the mountains, very close. And so
Idaho has a lot of counties.
we're a very large state, actually.
Actually, we have a very large state.
We do.
It's just no one lives here. There's like 10 people here. We don't have like plumbing or paved roads anywhere. So
We use potatoes for toilet paper.
plenty of potatoes. Don't get me started.
Which is not even, let me just tell you, people always. Are there any potato fields around here?
No.
No. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah, we have a lot of hops. We have a lot of sugar taters, sugar beets.
Sugar beets. We got the sugar beets. So Lenny Odom had the murder charges dropped against her, but she is still being held on the charge of grand theft. And prosecutor Henry Boomer stated he intends to charge her with accessory after the fact.
Ooh.
On September 5th, William Odom, Lenny's husband, pleads innocent of robbery and murder charges.
He had no idea what was going on.
We'll see. Maybe.
This seems like a very dangerous guy to hang out with, Pizzuto. So I'm like, y'all are dumb. He's killed people
Yeah,
with-
there's going to be some stuff referenced here in a little
Okay.
bit that you're like, oh yeah, this is your friend?
Yeah, maybe
Your friend?
gonna have some separation there.
Later in September, both Pizzuto and Rice, the tattleteller, which, not judging, good for you. Rice pled innocent on the charges of first-degree murder and robbery before Judge Reinhardt. I think we've seen Judge Reinhardt before in one of our episodes.
It sounds familiar.
Is it?
We only have so many.
Is it
There's
Gre-
10 people here. This is the entire population of Idaho is in this case.
I want to say it was Creech.
It might be.
Isn't that the one that they moved up north from all the publicity? Publicity. I don't know. Okay. But I just have to say, they're in this tiny, tiny county in Idaho. And they're picking attorneys from these tiny.
There's not a lot of selection, I'm sure.
So the attorney for Pizzuto is Scott Wayman from Orofino, and Rice's attorney is William D. from Grangeville.
Tiny towns.
Probably not handled any murder cases before.
Mm-mm.
The population of Idaho County in 1985 was 17,539 people.
Okay, so I was off a little bit when I said 10.
But the total area is about 8,500 square miles. So it's approximately 10% of the total state of Idaho.
Yeah, Valley County's huge.
Idaho
Oh,
County.
Idaho County.
Yeah, it's Idaho County. So out of 17,500 people, they probably only had 2 defense attorneys, is what I'm
these
saying.
were the ones.
And that was it. They
It's
got
their
him.
time to shine.
And shine they do.
Okay, I'm excited.
Vodka, vodka.
Dingo, dingo.
In January of 1986, James Michael Rice, 27, pleads guilty to a reduced charge of second-degree murder. This is our tattleteller.
Wow.
This was done in exchange of his testimony in the trial of Pizzuto and Odom. Not friends. They're not friends. Rice stated he was panning for gold on July 25th when the Herndons drove by. He spoke with them briefly about mining before they drove off, which is a very Idaho thing. Like, hey, what are you doing up here? Oh, you doing me? Or we're doing this too. What kind of drugs were involved in this? Like, let's just pack up and
Have a little party.
let's go find some gold, bro. Rice said that later Pizzuto came to the cabin where they were staying to get Odom's rifle. Pizzuto said, I'm going to go hunting and get me some meat.
Ugh.
And the pair left together. Then Odom returned back to the cabin and told Rice and Lean, I think Jerry is going to go kill those people.
And so this is the person you're hanging out with, and that's your first thought. Yikes.
Rice stated that he and Odom then went to the Herndons' cabin. Like, something's going down.
Mm-hmm.
Pizzuto then exited the cabin where he was wearing Dell's boots and his ring. Rice then went into the cabin. He said, a man was in there and his feet were shaking. I looked at the lady and she had a big old blood spot on the back of her head.
Oh my God.
The man was covered with blood. I took the rifle and I shot him between the eyes to put him out of his misery.
Okay. Because
Okay.
I was wondering how in
Right?
the heck he got second-degree murder if he was just telling police about this story. I don't even know what to think about that. If I saw that, I would be trying to find my way to get the hell out because
So yeah, it's a somber moment to think about if you walked in and saw somebody like that, and how you would handle. I mean,
well, how do you have to act? Because Pizzuto clearly is willing to just shoot anyone, tie up anyone for anything he needs. So if you let on anything,
right.
he's just going to be like, well, there's already two bodies here. What's a third? Or however many bodies there were.
Pizzuto then ordered Rice to dig a grave for the two. But when Rice protested, Pizzuto threatened to kill him.
Shocker.
We knew that was coming.
Yeah, I'm surprised it
This
didn't
guy's
happen.
fucking off his rocker.
Well, and he's got witnesses.
Mhm.
And so even though he also was participating, now he's got someone out
You're
there
like, you're
that
on my
knows what he
side. You're on my side or you're gonna die.
did. Mhm.
But Odom interjected. So I kind of feel like Rice was kind of not the favorite in the group, right? He was an easy picker.
In a trio, there's always that weird.
Yep, third wheel. And I feel like Rice was that guy. And whether it was his personality or his stature, I'm not sure. But there was something about him that Pizzuto was like, you're my bitch. And you're going to do what I say. I
Interesting dynamics here for sure.
Mhm. Rice marked one of the graves with a rock with the intention of telling the police about the murder when he had a chance. Rice said that Pizzuto stole $900 from the Herndons, which
Damn.
was later split up between the three. You took the money though, dude.
Yeah.
Why?
He's like, I may as well have a little spending money.
But also, after burying the bodies, the group returned back to the Cascade area and Rice yeeted the fuck out of there. Rice purchased a bus ticket back to California.
It sounds like he knew his number was probably going to come. I mean, how many more situations like this can you be in where you're not going to be on the chopping block? He was like, I get the vibes. I'm
Clearly gotten. I'm just gonna take this $300 and buy me some snackies and get on the bus. I'm gonna go home. It's been fun, but it hasn't been real fun. I'm out, guys. I'm out. Fuck your gold. Fuck your murders. Fuck your guns. I'm out. Rice said that Pizzuto attempted to kill him several times, but Odom had prevented it. He was scared.
Odom's the mediator trying to keep the trio up
Yeah.
and going. He's like,
I
we
s-
can't be murdering each other, guys.
I see the dynamic. Do you see it?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm seeing the
That's
dynamic.
scary.
And I do believe that Rice placed that rock so they could find the bodies.
Mhm.
He's like, well, I'm probably going to get killed in,
Or we're going to get busted because it doesn't sound like they were very careful of trying to be Non-suspicious.
Be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious.
When Bryce returned to California, he contacted the authorities, which is the timing is about right. I'm telling you, he got on that fucking bus and went home and called the cops. And was
He
like,
said, listen,
listen here, I got a story to tell you.
I've been fucking around. I nearly found out that some shit went down.
Some shit went down. And it's fucking far to California from here. It's far. Even to like the Chico area. What is that? Like 12 hours?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's far. Can you imagine that bus ride home?
On a damn bus. Mm-mm. But he was like, no, I don't care how I have to get there. I'll be forced dump. I'll run there.
Have you ever traveled on a bus?
No.
I did one time.
Well, I take that back. I did when I was in band. But we did get a fancy charter bus.
So you've never done the Greyhound?
Not a Greyhound with a bunch of strangers. No, it was like a field trip for us. So of course it was fun and everyone had snacks and it's a bunch of smelly teenagers.
See, that's fun. Try riding a regular Greyhound.
No, with a bunch of psychopaths.
It's disturbing
Mhm.
and scary. And I speak from experience. Did you know that? I haven't told you this story.
How many times have you been riding on a bus, Danny?
So, there was a time when I'd be broke. Oh, wait. No,
Oh,
that's
wait.
right now.
Also, same.
Also right now.
I'm like relatable, yes.
Also
But-
right now. But I was, let's see. I had to be 22 or 23. And you can judge me with all your comments, but I had my 6-year-old son. I did that. He's a fucking awesome human being. I did all right. Anyways, I was living in Portland and I wanted to come back home and see my mom and dad for Christmas and couldn't afford flights. Couldn't really afford the gas either. So,
You get on a bus.
yeah. And it was okay on the way here. And my mom came down to the valley to pick us up to go up to Valley County, Cascade. That's where my parents were living, and we were here for like 3 days. Do you know who brought me back down?
Who?
Grandma and Grandpa, Lucille and
Really?
Dawn brought me back down to the valley and dropped me back off at the Greyhound bus station.
Oh.
But anyway, there was this psychotic fucking lady sitting behind me and my son on that bus. And it scared the living shit. First of all, she was cursing.
And off the charts, terrible language from the lady behind you. This is where you got it. This is why you're the way you are.
This is
Risa, it's based in trauma, okay?
This is exactly no. But I had my son with me, and this lady was also screaming at her child to shut up, shut the fuck up. That's what it was like. It wasn't just like, she's like, shut the fuck up. And she was like being so, like, I went to the bus driver when we had to stop, and I was like, I'm very concerned for this child. I was concerned for the child sitting behind
Yeah.
me.
Well, good for you for saying something.
She did get removed off the bus at one point. I can't remember if it was Pendleton or whatever. Anyway, it was scary. And I decided that at that moment, if I could not afford to travel by car or by airplane, which even airplanes are scary now. Have you had TikToks? Oh my God.
Wild.
That I would not be traveling. It was a very horrible experience. So
No more Greyhounds for Danny.
no more Greyhounds for me. One and only. So I'm like, how bad could it be?
You found out.
It was pretty fucking bad. So
a damn Greyhound bus to California. Yikes.
right? So, and then just reliving the whole fucking experience that what just happened. It's not like I'm on a bus with a bunch of fucking weirdos. It's like, oh my God, what are we gonna do? I just saw people bludgeon
To death.
These guys were, they were tied up in a chair. Yeah. And the magical hammer slipped
Yeah.
several times.
Whoopsie.
Don't know. boomerang hammer. Don't know how that happened. Just slipped out of my hands. When Rice returned to California, he contacted the authorities. He told several versions of what had happened that were false. Rice said that he lied because he had shot Dell, right? So basically, he told what happened, but didn't want to say that he was the one that shot Dell. So they're like, you told so many different stories. He's like, well, I'm telling you what happened, but also I didn't shoot that guy. Okay, maybe I did, right? So he was trying to like get out of it.
He was trying to find a way to completely separate himself from it.
In March, an Ada County jury was selected and sent to Grangeville for the trial of Pizzuto. Change of venue.
See that?
Lead change. He's standing trial for 2 counts of first-degree murder by premeditation and 2 counts of first-degree murder during the commission of a robbery and 1 count of grand theft robbery. So, let me just tell you, I was having a hard time with this, wrapping this around my head.
Okay.
How do you get charged for 2 counts of first-degree murder by premeditation and 2 counts of first-degree murder during the commission of a robbery? That's like 4 counts of murder, but only 2 people died.
I thought that was, I had written that down. And I was like, wouldn't that be like a double jeopardy? I'm not a lawyer. Lawyers of the world.
But maybe you could be. Hang on.
I could present a court defense. Probably better. I'm pretty passionate about it.
So I was like, how is this even working? So
yeah, okay.
Stay tuned. During the trial, Delbert, Berta's husband, testified. This makes me sad and shady. It's just when Delbert was asked about his relationship with Angela Pizzuto, trailer sister Missoula, he stated that he had met her the previous November during the preliminary trial, and Angela told him she was unemployed and having a hard time financially. Why are you even talking to her, Mr. Herndon?
This is very confusing to me.
Why? I mean...
So to clarify, was it Herndon's wife that was killed?
Right.
And now he's talking to the killer's sister.
She must have been very attractive.
This is a
her wily ways.
A twist I didn't see coming.
So he mailed her $200 to help her with her expenses.
Okay. Like,
Mr. Herndon,
your brother robbed and killed my family, but I'm just trying to help.
You're down and out. You're down and... Anyway.
You were harboring a fugitive, ma'am.
Pizzuto's attorney asked if he promised to send $500 more to Angela and asked if he had invited her to go on vacation in Hawaii and name her the beneficiary of his estate.
What the hell? This is moving very quickly.
Why?
Beneficiary?
Yeah. Your brother killed my wife. Do you want my shit when I die? Not okay, Mr. Herndon. Not okay.
We're changing beneficiaries now for... Wow.
Delbert, of course, denied this in court. But when Angela testified, she said Delbert had promised her all of those things. And she also testified her brother told her he had killed 2 people. Oh. Kind of believe in Angela.
I mean, she's saying it about her brother, so what's her benefit to lie about that?
Exactly. Mr. Herndon.
I would have never expected this. That'd be like Emma, Chad's daughter, asking like Kay and Larry, or...
Could you help me pay the mortgage where your kids were buried?
Can I be the beneficiary for you?
Yeah.
Wait?
Exactly the same. Fucking weird.
Okay.
Mr. Herndon. On the 3rd day of trial, Pizzuto is removed after he became agitated when the judge refused to acknowledge him.
Listen to me.
Oh.
Pay attention to me.
Pizzuto had raised his hand during a recess, and the judge ignored him.
You're at recess.
And shut
Not
the fuck
official
up.
court proceedings.
And that's when Pizzuto got pissy.
Oh.
Judge Reinhardt raised his finger towards him and signaled to the deputies, like, be on guard. When his attorneys attempted to calm him down, they could not do it. So they're like, let's just go. And so they escorted him out of the courtroom.
Nightmare client.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Him raising my hand, he's like, no, that's not how any of this works.
That's not how this works at all. Shut the fuck up. During the trial, testimony presented showed that Berta and Dell both died from blunt force trauma caused by a hammer, and that Dell had also been shot with a .22. After only 4 hours of deliberation, the jury came back with guilty verdicts on all counts. In May, 2nd District Judge Reinhardt is set to sentence Pizzuto. Pizzuto told the judge he never compromised with officials because he did not kill the Herndons. He said, quote, I will not plea bargain because I did not kill those people. That's a horrible thing they did. That is.
And Pizzuto is an upstanding gentleman from everything we've seen in his past. I mean, he went all the way to 19 years old without raping or killing anyone that we know of. He had a little rapey incident, little whoopsie.
Whoops.
Must not have been that bad if you got less than half of the range of years you were supposed to get. And then as soon as he got out, yeah, he had a few accidents, but he's been a
Model.
productive member of
Who's
society.
just mining for some fucking gold, bro.
Yeah. I mean,
Just trying to make my way.
well-rounded individual here.
Living off the land.
About to kill his friends all the time.
Shit. Odom pled guilty to voluntary manslaughter. And remember earlier, Rice Tattleteller pled to second-degree murder. I feel like Rice got fucked.
I think he did too. And I think, listen, he probably could have lied his way out of this, because just saying that you showed up there and
It was a throuple. There was
already shot.
Yeah, there was a throuple. And so there could have been lots of lies. And in 1985, they did not have the forensic
To prove.
right.
So,
He could have been like, hey, I didn't do any of this shit, but I'm going to tell you what I saw.
yeah, I did cover it up.
I did bury the bodies because I was being fucking threatened by this maniac. But no. So I kind of feel like the second degree murder thing. I mean, I know he shot him, but I feel like him telling the authorities where the bodies were at. I don't know.
Well, and if the coroner said they died of blunt force trauma and the bullet didn't kill him, Idaho had no idea the murders even happened. They're like,
Right.
There was a murder here? Since when? Huh? They're getting a call from California. They're like,
What happened?
are you sure?
Are you? Can you imagine the cops kid? Well, we haven't had any reported cases of people missing or anything. No, because they were out in the middle of fucking nowhere
And they
panning
were
for
going to
gold.
be out there for a month or
A
whatever.
hot minute. So if they got a phone call, anyway. So we're to the sentencing hearing. Witnesses testified at the hearing that Pizzuto was severely abused as a child. 2 of his sisters testified from the time they were toddlers, they were physically and sexually abused by a stepfather.
And that sucks.
Can I just tell you, parents, when you do this to your children, you raise horrible people. Fucking parent your children.
Or don't have
I feel like they should
children.
be somehow held accountable for if they're known to be a shitty parent, like, quit being shitty parents.
Mm-hmm.
It's not all about you.
Yeah. Well, and it's disgusting if they were abused like that.
Yeah.
I mean, but let's be real. How many women have had abuse, sexual, physical?
And
We're not out here murdering.
We're just okay.
Statistically, we're
Right.
not out here murdering at the same rate. So it's like, you don't get to just spend your 6 months out or however long he was out just murdering everyone about it.
And I do feel bad for the child. I mean, that's horrible. And fuck his mother. What a piece of shit.
Yeah.
What a piece of shit. That's what I'm saying. Like, you need to be held accountable for how, because nature versus nurture, I do believe that there's both sides of that. I do believe that there can be just people that are just born to be not good people. But I also believe that there are people put in situations like their stepfather is sexually abusing them and you don't do shit, you're a fucking bitch.
And they develop the worst coping mechanisms and ways to get through it or disassociate, and then you have no value of other people's lives.
And then you end up with murderers. Two of Pizzuto's sisters testified from the time they were toddlers, they were physically and sexually abused by a stepfather. His sister Tony said, I saw Jerry get it worse than any of the other kids for no reason. Their mother was rarely at home, and when they tried to tell her what was happening, she did nothing.
Thanks, Mom. Really helpful in this.
She was
Well,
very...
and we hear that a lot with child abuse cases. If there always seems to be one kid that's
Yeah.
the scapegoat. And I don't know why that is.
It's actually like I read
Gabriel Fernandez, right?
it's not scapegoat, but it's something, it's an actual like phenomenon in psychology where there's one child that's picked on for no reason. Like they get the brunt of everything. There could be 6 kids and there's one that just gets it all.
And what really sucks is it fucks up all the kids because oftentimes the other kids are rewarded for
By
treating this
fucking
kid. And it's the only way they can survive and keep the heat off them is to like make a show of also treating this other kid like shit.
It's horrible.
So it fucks them up too. It's just terrible.
Pizzuto tried to defend himself when he was a child and his sisters, but was rarely successful. And all of the older children ran away in their early and mid-teens to escape the abuse.
It was bad.
Yeah. A clinical psychologist from Orofino that evaluated Pizzuto said he had an antisocial disorder and probably could not be helped with therapy. And I should rephrase that. The only clinical psychologist from Orofino.
We're trying. We have one. Better than none.
He called him dangerous and a violent person. Judge Reinhardt called the killing heinous, cruel, and cold-blooded. Pizzuto was sentenced to death, plus 14 years for grand theft, and a fixed life sentence for robbery. Odom was given a 20-year indeterminate sentence for voluntary manslaughter, and Tattletale Rice received 2 20-year indeterminate sentences to be served concurrently.
Ooh.
I feel like he got fucked. I mean, I know he shot the dude. But
Well,
still.
and I mean, clearly they weren't doing good things. I don't think anyone in that little trio of friend group was a real upstanding citizen, but it feels like Rice and maybe even Odom didn't want to take it that far, but kind of got wrapped up into it. I mean, still, you gotta find your boundary and your hard line somewhere, right?
Yeah.
So,
Kind of feel like Odom was the equalizer to the whole, like, just trying to keep everybody level so nobody else got shot. I do believe that.
well, and it sounds like he probably saved Rice's life a few times.
Mm-hmm.
Pizzuto had tried to kill him. Like,
It's like, hey, bro, don't kill our friend.
oh my God.
There's already murder, and we're already looking at, like, we got too much drama already. Okay. So they will each end up spending 12 years in prison.
Okay.
I don't know what to say about that. 12 years in prison. So in 1987, Pizzuto is sent to Washington to face 2 charges of first-degree murder.
They're finally getting their get back.
Yeah. He's accused of strangling Rita Drury, age 51, who was babysitting her granddaughter on March 15th.
This guy knows no bounds.
1985. None. He's also charged with the shooting death of John Jones, 31, who was found on March 30th, 1985. In October, Pizzuto was convicted of second-degree murder of John Jones. He shot Jones in the head at close range after the two argued about cocaine.
Drugs.
You knew it was coming.
Drugs. Yeah, because these
Drugs.
people are wiling out. They're wiling out.
And Pizzuto said it was an accident.
Whoopsie.
Close range accident.
Yeah, what was... He
Cocaine.
liked to wave that gun around.
Cocaine and drugs. What could possibly go wrong? Stop. On October 21st, they're moving quite quickly
Yeah,
here.
they are.
Pizzuto was convicted of first-degree murder of Rita. He strangled her during an apparent robbery, and he only got $200.
Again, it's like crime better.
So listen to these sentencings. They're odd numbers for me. It's just really weird.
Okay.
Pizzuto was sentenced to 28 years and 6 months for murdering John Jones,
Very specific.
and 41 years and 1 month for strangling Rita.
Like, how do you get the extra 1 month? Like, just because of the stupidity of it or the unnecessariness, because that's
I love
a
that
word.
word.
How unnecessary it was. Like, I'm sure Rita, if she was babysitting, wasn't wanting to lose her life and endanger a child over 200. Was she babysitting?
Her grandchild,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
And let me just say this really quick because I have limited resources for my research. I mean, I researched the fuck out of shit, but I couldn't find obituaries for not one victim in the story.
That's what I'm saying.
I could not find a one. So the lack of victim history, I don't have it. I literally researched Rita Drury murder in Washington. Nothing.
And that's not a John Smith name. I feel
Right.
like you should get something.
John Jones I was like, well, I could see John Jones. And there's a lot of stuff that came up on John Jones, but no obit or anything even about the murder happening. But Rita Drury, I'm like, getting murdered, watching nothing in Seattle do better. There was nothing in the fucking papers. Nothing.
They're not the statesmen. That's all I can say.
Just saying. After his sentencing, he told the judge, "Thank you, Your Honor, for sentencing me to a murder I did not do."
You're welcome.
Pizzuto did have an accomplice in one of the murders, John T. Rodwald, and he pled guilty to first-degree robbery in exchange for his testimony against Pizzuto. So,
He got off easy.
yeah, he did.
Yeah.
And then Pizzuto was returned to Idaho. Washington's
Come
like,
back to Taterland, baby.
we done it. We did our job. You are convicted 2 times over. Now let Idaho go handle or not handle your
Yeah,
sentence.
because we know this is going to be a back and forth.
So 1988, appeals. And of course, the first appeal is automatic. 19 challenges are raised.
That's extraordinary.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of sad.
1991, out of the 19 challenges, 18 are rejected by the Idaho Supreme Court.
Oh.
The one that was upheld was that Pizzuto was improperly sentenced to an additional life term without the possibility of parole for robbery.
And again, we don't want to sound like a broken record, but this is because Idaho was acting, what, Danny? Unconstitutionally.
Yeah.
The judge cannot do that sentence. The jury has to do it.
Well, not only that, but it violated the double jeopardy.
The 2 and 2, yeah, you can't be charged for 4 different murder charges when 2 people are dead. I mean,
Mathing.
No, 2 people dead does not equal this many
You don't
murder
get 4
charges.
counts of murder when 2 people die. So
saw that one coming.
you know what? I don't give a fuck.
We don't do math.
You're not the
You
boss
want us
of
to
me.
add stuff up?
You're not the fucking boss of me. So the court said the crime for robbery was a lesser crime and included in the offense of the murder charges. So that portion of Pizzuto's sentence was vacated.
Okay.
Not that it really technically matters because he has the death penalty to deal with, but they're like, oh no, all your other ones,
We can
those
write
are valid, but you cannot charge him with murder 4 times. Thank you.
Because there was how many murders? 2.
Let's do some math. Let's do some tater math.
Come on, Idaho.
This is a little kind of sidetrack here in 1994. You remember Kenneth Eugene Wells?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he got executed. There's a little blurb
Okay.
in the papers about that night of the execution. 1994, IDOC are investigating reports that death row inmates were mocked and harassed on the night of a fellow inmate's execution, Kenneth Eugene Wells.
Mm.
They said the guards were playing Another One Bites the Dust and Neil Young's The Needle and the Damage Done through the intercom system.
Ooh.
I don't know the second song, but Another One Bites the
Everyone
Dust
knows that.
is definitely
A banger for sure.
banger for sure in my brain. Pizzuto said it rattled everybody in here. There were also reports that officers told the inmates, "You're next, and get ready for your last meal." You want a little surprise guest?
Who's our surprise guest? Is it
Thomas
Creech?
Creech!
I knew it. I was waiting for him. I was like, did he get stabbed, sliced? Was there an
No.
attempt?
He said he only heard Christmas music that night.
This is what a wild turn. What guards was he friends with? Because remember, the guards all said that Creech was so pleasant.
Yeah.
So he's like, he's doing what he needs to do. These guards
I
are my
never even
friends.
thought about that.
Yeah.
He's like, didn't see nothing, didn't hear nothing. We're good, bro.
So manipulative. He's like, how am I going to get my razor blade toothbrush around if I tell on them? It's the holidays. It's time for Christmas.
Our
like-
special musical guest, Thomas Creech.
They're going to take away my razor blades if I tell on them. I love these guys. They play us Christmas music. They're very festive.
Deck the halls, bitch. Deck the halls. Sorry.
That's
I knew
wild.
you'd get a kick out of that.
I love
was
that's like my favorite tidbit of this whole
I'm like,
thing.
let me give me a little surprise, guys. In 2002, the Ninth U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals upholds the death penalty for Pizzuto.
Ooh.
On other appeals, Pizzuto is claiming to be mentally incompetent, which would be an aggravating circumstance for capital punishment. Pizzuto's IQ is 72. The Idaho standard for being mentally incompetent is 70, with a margin of error of 5 points.
Okay.
So Pizzuto's attorneys are saying that he could actually have an IQ of 67. Idaho got smart.
They learned how to
They learned how to
subtract a little
math.
bit. Okay.
They're like, well,
Here's
it also
the
could
one.
mean he has an IQ of 77. So
It's a firm rebuttal, in my opinion.
I also wanted to tell you, so capital punishment, I looked this up. This is my learning experience. I just always thought capital punishment, I mean, in my brain was like government.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know where it came, but it actually, capital punishment comes from Latin and medieval French words that refers to the punishment that involves the loss of life or the loss of a head. I always thought like capital, like I'm thinking like government capital.
I am the same.
Thank you. I am
So loss of life or loss of a head as punishment is what
means
equals
is what
capital
capital, not
punishment.
like what we think of capital.
Once again, guys, who knew about this?
Learning. I'm here
All
to
these phrases that we hear so often. If you guys are listening to true crime and stuff, and I mean, capital cases come up all the time, I would have never guessed that.
I just thought capital because it was like the government. Capital
know-
punishment is punishment from the government. But actually, the capital word, capital punishment is coming from,
From
So-
Latin. And you know, my Latin is a bit rusty. So
apparently mine too. What is the, I should get on what is one of those, I hear them all the time, where you purchase the app and it teaches you how to
Duolingo.
Thank
I'm only
you.
going with Duolingo because their TikTok is above and beyond.
Oh, Damn.
Duolingo sponsor us.
Not on my FYP.
Oh my gosh, we will look.
Okay.
Let's just say unhinged.
Oh, no
Very
shit.
much like Brat Summer Duolingo.
Fuck yeah. Oh, I like it. So, I mean, we're up to 2019.
Very recent.
Because, appeals, appeals, appeals. In November 2019, Pizzuto was put in hospice care.
Oh.
He has late stage bladder cancer, type 2 diabetes, and chronic heart disease that has cost him a heart attack. And because, they still have all these appeals.
Mm-hmm.
In 2021, Pizzuto files a petition for clemency. He has an execution date for June 2nd. Idaho's getting their shit together, like, okay, we're actually going to do something and move forward. They would like a sentence commuted to life so he can die naturally. His attorneys say he could die any day now. Clemency is recommended by the Commission of Pardons and Parole, and Governor Brad Little said, no,
Wow.
I'm the boss. But in 22, guess what? The governor is not the boss. He has no say. So Pizzuto's sentence was reduced to life in prison. A judge ruled that the governor has no power to reject a clemency recommendation under the Idaho Constitution. And Idaho says,
We do what we want.
hold my fucking beer. Hello, Supreme Court? Yeah, will you take a fucking look at this? Because I'm the governor and I say, fuck pardons and parole.
Big man Brad Little.
Yep, that's exactly what's happening. So he takes it to the Supreme Court. Idaho fought, they're like, no. So, meanwhile, Idaho does not fucking mess around. Well, yeah. Hey, voters, you want to disapprove this Constitution Amendment that limits the power of the parole board? And Idaho's voters said, yes,
Hell
please.
yeah, brother. Hell yeah, brother.
Yes, please. So by the time it gets to the Supreme Court,
We're like, yeah, we don't even need that anymore, but thank you.
they said, yeah, well, now the governor does have the power. He is the end all with the clemency. Is that not fucking wild?
Yeah, it's not very comforting.
Your face.
They're like, yeah, we're gonna ask you guys, but in the meantime, we know you guys take a while, so we can push this.
We're just gonna change the fucking law.
Priorities. I mean, it's not like our roads are falling apart, and there's a housing crisis and homeless crisis expanding. We need to be able to be our own boss. Girl bossing Brad Little.
Yes, could you take a peek at this? And by the way, hey, voters, let's get this done. And they fucking did.
Hell yeah, bro.
So, a death warrant is issued for Pizzuto.
And for me, I mean, we know Creech is very frail. This guy's got diabetes, bladder cancer, heart disease, had a heart attack. For me, I'm like, especially with the budgetary concerns, I'm like, what costs more? Like, why not just let him die? Like, now we have to go and talk to Black Doug and get our drugs.
They do. They fucking do my Black Doug.
Black Doug again. And it's like, shit.
Do you know we've been talking about the expenses?
We have talked about it. And I don't know the expenses.
I do know for Pizzuto. I do know. In 2023, it was reported that they had spent $1.3 million housing him. And you know what? I am betting that doesn't include hospice or attorney fees. I didn't get too detailed.
But at this point, how much more is, I mean, they said he could die any day. He hasn't, though. So it's like.
Well, he's been in look, I don't know how you feel. When somebody is on hospice, to me, it's like weeks, months.
Yeah.
Not fucking years.
That is a little suspicious.
Somebody's not fucking he could die any day now. Really? Because that was in 2019 and it's 2023 now.
24.
We're only to 2023. Okay. So, a death warrant was issued at the end of 2022, just to make it more confusing. But Idaho don't have the damn drugs. Why did you do that?
They lost Black Doug's number.
Why did you do that?
Why are we doing a death warrant when we can't even do it?
So in 2023, Idaho says, yep, let's bring back the good old firing squad. And they did. Attorneys for Pizzuto are still asking to commute a sentence to life. But with the latest death warrant issued, we're back to appeals because Pizzuto's attorney said it's cruel and unusual punishment to keep issuing death warrants when the state doesn't have the drugs to do it. Fair.
I get that. Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like
you just want to
maybe you're gonna die in 30 days. Oh, JK, we can't.
We couldn't have even done it.
We can't find the drugs. Okay, let's issue another death warrant. Like, this was several times that this happened. Like, okay, we're gonna kill. Oh no, just kidding.
Yeah, like from a planning point of view, like why are we bothering? Like we're putting the cart before the horse, or whatever the saying is. Like,
no, because it's the state of Idaho. Boom, boom.
we just wanted to shake your cage a little bit and play some Christmas music. We just wanted to play a little Christmas music.
I can't
for
believe
fun.
fucking. I didn't hear nothing but Christmas music.
These
Deck
guys
the
are great.
halls.
These guys are great. They let me have so many razors. These guys are my buds.
So we're up to 2024. The state of Idaho has the drugs now, which we all know they got the drugs, right? Because they found the Black Doug and they failed on the Creech. But they purchased 3 doses for $100,000.
Damn, Gina.
2 of those were prepared for Creech and his boss execution in February. Why?
Well, how does it cost that much? American healthcare / death care system. What do you call it? We're getting really raked over the coals with these prescription drug prices.
It's just horrible. So they have 1 dose left.
There's no good RX with Black Doug.
No, we're smart Cuban. Nothing. Nobody's helping this guy out. They're buying at the fucking Walmart. Anyways.
They know we're desperate.
But they are working on that fucking firing squad. They are building it.
You know, and again, priorities. Our tax dollars, hard at work. That is clearly the focus.
But I will say, let me just tell you, in my research about the firing squad and all that, there was some very good points brought up. Like, why do we have a penalty for a crime that we're unable to carry out?
That is a great point.
They're like, so we're issuing these death penalties with no real way to do it because of the drug situation. And that was one of the arguments in the firing squad. I'm telling you, when Idaho wants to change the law, they fucking make it happen.
It gets rammed through the legislature.
Them good old boys. Them good old boys.
But for me, in my opinion, I'm like, if we don't have a way to do it, do we want to spend all this money trying to do it? Or do we just want to not do that sentence anymore because it's impossible for us to do? Do we want to pay $100,000 for 3 doses?
We are the most conservative state. Like, we rank in the top 5 for the most conservative states. Yeah. So they're going to make it happen. So currently, Pizzuto is 68 years old and has been in custody for 38 years and still on hospice 5 years later when his attorney
Yeah,
said
that's confusing to me to be on hospice care.
it bothers me to think not that are they giving him life-saving drugs for his cancer?
I don't know, because I thought that hospice was like death care almost, like keeping you comfortable. We're not trying to fix the problem because the
That's
problem
my
is
understanding, but I feel like 5 years?
Yeah, for like final thoughts, that is surprising to me because I've had family on hospice care and we did really appreciate it. And,
No, hospice is beautiful. I followed this lady on TikTok.
oh,
She's
I love
like,
her, the death care lady.
yeah,
And so it is, you know, I feel like people deserve dignity, and if you're going to die naturally and Idaho can't get it done, then like,
but are they
Sure.
giving him cancer treatments?
I don't think they should be because
But
hospice
I
is.
bet you they can. That I'm
Mm,
just curious about it. I couldn't find anything in my research,
yeah,
like
what's up with your hospice, Pizzuto?
because if he, it'd just be ironic that they're giving him medication to help extend his life or kill the cancer when he's on death row.
Mhm.
And I'm not talking about pain medic, like
Because
give him
hospice is
all,
to make
give
you
him all
comfortable.
of that. Like I don't want anybody to suffer.
Yeah, bladder cancer, diabetes, heart disease. I'm
Right.
sure that he's not having a fun go of it.
But are they doing any life-saving measures as far as
I
drugs?
don't think they should be.
But are they? It's just really weird that he 5 years in a hospice care and he's
That's
still alive.
confusing to me.
So it kind of just makes me feel like that might be. And at what point, like, oh God, I wish I had an attorney friend. Like, at what point do they have to, like, what is Idaho's legal responsibility to somebody who has a death penalty? Like, he's been convicted and should be put to death, but is in appeals. What is Idaho's,
Obligation.
yeah, to keep him alive?
Yeah. Because it's two different messages, right?
Right.
Like,
But I don't think, I, I think they prisoners get chemo and stuff, right?
I'm sure that they don't get great health care,
No, but they're like,
there
if
is
somebody's
health
serving
care.
30 years
Yeah.
and they're in their 50s and they get cancer, they're not just not going to give them cancer treatments, right? They're going to,
I think so.
I,
Y'all can sound out.
please
to
let us know.
Email us.
Who knows this shit? I want to
Inform us.
know.
We don't know how this works.
So,
But in closing, I mean,
that's a lot.
what a wild case of someone who immediately in adulthood out there raping violently goes to jail, couldn't even keep him off the streets for the prescribed range of time. They're like, 9 years is good. This is a great guy. And it didn't seem like anyone was a stranger to knowing that he was kind of a terrible man. So how in the hell he got out at 9 years, I don't know. Put him back on the streets, immediately out murdering 4 people. Could have definitely been more. I mean, Roger had to gnaw through some shoelaces. He would have probably been dead.
And Rice was definitely high on the list.
Yeah,
Tattletale
Roger
Rice.
so it could have been 6, 8. I mean, it seemed like if you just got pissed this guy off or got in his way, he was unstable. So we put him back out. In a short amount of time, he does all these murders.
And how lucky was that guy that he gun pointed all the way to Missoula that he didn't get murdered?
Right?
Lucky fucking dog, dude.
A lot of people got lucky with this guy because he did not have a regard for human life. They called him, what was it, the antisocial disorder?
Which is just
Not,
it's just a generic term for
but
we don't
not
know.
rehabilitation.
Right.
There
No, he
is
was
no
not- yeah.
rehabilitation.
Mhm.
Clearly, because I mean, if you go to jail for 9 years and you immediately start you can't keep your cool for a few months and be like, I'm going to enjoy freedom, try to stay on the straight and narrow.
so I can get my shit together. No.
pew pew. No.
No, he's like, give me a fucking gun. Let's go look for some
He's
gold
like,
and
I'm
kill some people.
immediately leaving the state, which is the first thing that's against the rules. Immediately leaving.
Right.
Bye. Good story, sis.
Thank you. Like and subscribe and share and give us word of mouth to all your friends if you like what we're doing. We appreciate you. We appreciate you listening. We have a great time doing this. Lots of giggles and laughs for us. So thank you.
Yes. And if you have criticism, if our language is off the charts terrible to you, you can say it. We are willing to listen to your criticism and we thank you for it. So peace out.
Bye.
10-4, Rubber Ducky.
Yeah.